Don't worry, we're not reading the Radio Communications Act word for word. Instead, I'll give you the rules you actually need to know and the ones that are basically free points on your exam. Once you pass your amateur operator exam, your certificate is valid for life. There's no renewal fees, no annual cost. You can operate anywhere in Canada and any country that has a reciprocal agreement, like the US and parts of Europe. All stations must identify with their call sign at the beginning of a contact and at the end of a contact, and at least every 30 minutes if you're going to be doing a rag chew longer than 30 minutes. So the call signs that we use in British Columbia all have a prefix. The prefix varies by province. Here in British Columbia, we use VE7 or VA7. VA7 was added secondary to VE7 because all the call signs got used up, I would imagine. So my call sign, Victor Alpha 7 Delta Delta Uniform, British Columbia call sign. So for example, Ontario uses VE3 or VA3. Newfoundland uses VO, so Victor Oscar 1. And you must use phonetic alphabet. So like I said, Victor Alpha 7 Delta Delta Uniform. So like I said in the previous video about using the phonetic alphabet, learning the phonetic alphabet. So like I said, once at the beginning of the contact, once at the end of the contact, and every 30 minutes if you're going to be doing a longer rag chew. But like I said, beginning of the contact, end of the contact, most people doing parks on the air and that sort of thing, it's pretty straightforward. CQ POTA, this is Victor Alpha 7, Delta Delta Uniform. And at the end of the contact, saying 7-3 and following with your call sign. What you can do and what you can't do, just a few examples. So what you're allowed to do, personal communication, experiments with radios, antennas, digital modes, even emergency communication. You need to get a distress call out. Absolutely. What you're not allowed to do, big no-no, any business or commercial use. So you can't be coordinating your fleet of delivery drivers, that sort of thing. No broadcasting music. So you cannot broadcast music over any amateur radio frequency. Also, no encrypted or secret communication. So everything must be open. There is exceptions to that when the key or encryption code is publicly available. So think of ham radio like a shared campfire. Everyone can listen in. When you're operating on amateur radio frequencies, there's pretty much always somebody listening, even recording. If you are using your amateur radio for emergency or distress call-outs, you do have to know false distress calls and that sort of thing, serious penalties. It's not something to be laughed at, not something to take part in. It's just like calling 911, you're utilizing, you're causing a scene without without any sort of regard, and that is just not okay. So real emergencies, you can use any frequency, any power level, any mode if life or property is in danger. So in a real emergency, the rules bend in your favor. Saving lives comes first. So call signs, a little bit more about call signs. So like I said, in British Columbia, we use VA7, VE7. All call signs are a unique ID, so there's no two call signs alike. They're issued by ISED, Industry Canada. Usually has 2 to 3 letter suffix. You can't get a 2-letter suffix until you have been an amateur radio operator for 5 years. So later on, I'm going to actually cover that because I just went through that process recently about getting a 2-letter call sign. But when you are issued a call sign, you do get to pick your call sign. You go online, you can scroll through and see which call signs are available. It will be a 3-letter suffix. You can apply for a vanity call sign, like I said, at a later date using a 2-letter suffix. So VAVE, most provinces, VO, Victor Oscar for Newfoundland and Labrador, and the territories use Victor Yankee. So those are some good distinctions within Canada as far as the call signs go. So regulations, the marks are actually pretty easy. So regulation questions are straightforward memorization. I mean, these are the only ones you've really got to memorize. So often it's common sense rules, don't play music, don't use for business. These are basically free points. So don't skip them. Go over the regulations. It's, pretty straightforward, cut and dry stuff. There's no mathematics involved with the regulations. So that is a quick version of the ham radio rules. Easy to remember, easy marks on the exam. Next time, we're going to tackle the electronics and theory section, which sounds scary, but I'll break it down step by step, so don't worry. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe. If you want to see the rest of this series, getting your amateur radio license in Canada, and comment if you've already picked out your dream call sign, if you know what it's going to be. I mean, don't tell us because, somebody else might jump on it. But if you are, already call sign shopping, let me know.